50, 45, there goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 569. Tonight is September the 28th, 2025. Kid, it was a hell of a weekend, I'll tell you that, filled with ups and downs. A lot of downs today, I'll say that for my baseball team. I mean, more on that at the end of the show, but actually a pretty good slate, much better than last week. We could only be up from there.
Yeah. Last week was, I'm gonna say, an outlier, Joe. It's not gonna happen often. It occasionally gonna have some bad weeks. It's gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen often on this show. That's all.
Yeah, but it was a great day of football. It was a great weekend of football. I don't know if you caught any. I know you were texting me with the Alabama-Georgia game. That was good. The Oregon-Penn State game was really good. It was a great weekend.
Ole Miss as well.
Ole Miss.
Yeah, so.
I love Lane Kiffin. He's America's coach. He said, "Hey, I'm still checking. Did we hit the over?" But it went way under. But yeah, it was a great weekend. We'll recap everything. We got a Monday night doubleheader, Jets, Dolphins, and then the later game, we got the Bengals and the Broncos. We'll have preview and picks and props for those two games. And then at the end of the show, I do want to talk about baseball just for a sec, just because baseball postseason today was the final day of the regular season. The stage is all set. I mean, kid, I know a lot. You might not want it, but Yankees, Red Sox, first round, winner goes and plays Toronto. We got the Mariners, one of the hottest teams, the Guardians, Tigers in the wild card. So it should be really good, especially on the AL side. So cannot wait to talk about that. But kid, let's start in the NFL, and we will start in Dublin, Ireland, where Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers take care of business 24-21. This was literally a Carson Wentz game. 30 for 46. I was watching it on my way home, and I was just like, he would have a couple good throws. I'm like, okay, Carson, okay. And then he'd have some crazy interception where I'm just like, that's Carson Wentz. Yeah. That's literally Carson Wentz. But shout out Kenneth Gainwell on my bench in fantasy. 33 points.
Same. He gave me 31 point something.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Shout out Kenneth Gainwell. Stepping in. I heard prior to the game, I don't know if it's like a stomach virus or something. He just Tyler Warren wasn't feeling good. So shout out Kenneth Gainwell stepping up there. 99 yards on the ground. Another 35 receiving the ball. DK Metcalf had himself one of his, might have been his best first half of his career.
Yeah.
So I like what I saw from the Pittsburgh Steelers first half offensively, and then overall defensively. This is the defense we finally anticipated. I understand in the second half things are a little shaky though, but we saw multiple turnovers, 6 sacks. That looks like the Steelers defense that we've been waiting upon. So that's a good sign if you're a Steelers fan. You're a little worried. You let out of all people, Carson Wentz back into the game, but this might just be the identity of the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Minnesota Vikings might just be a fourth quarter team, though. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If you're in games, might be a good thing, but too little, too late. I think Carson Wentz, like you said, he had our Carson Wentz game. He's going to pass for a ton of yards. He's going to put the ball in harm's way. It is what it is. Justin Jefferson had himself a first half. Addison, if he would have scored a touchdown, my fantasy team still would have been going crazy. But he had that nice 80-something yarder. So give credit from Pittsburgh Steelers taking care of business. Shout out Dog of the Week.
Yeah, you hit on your Dog of the Week on the money line. We'll talk about the lock. I only hit my lock. We'll talk about that, who just went final. But yeah, I think they're really missing Aaron Jones. They really couldn't get it going on the ground. I thought early on, the first couple of drives, I was like, okay, they're really trying to establish the run with Jordan Mason. But once they got down, they really went away from the ground game. Shout out Jordan Addison, first game back over 100 yards. Justin Jefferson had himself a game, but they weren't able to get into the end zone. So tough day for Minnesota. They're a back and forth team. Yeah, they scored 15 points. Like you said, they might be a fourth quarter team, but some of these good teams, like better teams than Pittsburgh Steelers, they're not going to allow you to get back into some of these games. That's the thing. So I don't know how much they could keep playing comeback football. We saw with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At a certain point, you're going to run into a really good team where you're not going to be able to come back. And that's what happened today. The defense finally showed up on the road, but 6 sacks against Carson Wentz. That is what the steel curtain is made of. And Pittsburgh 3-1 in first place.
Surprisingly so. I mean, I was higher on the Steelers than you were, Dylan, but I'll be lying if I tell you, I thought the Steelers would be 3-1 to start the year. No, come on.
My dog of the week did not get there. Washington Redskins 27, Atlanta Falcons 34. Nice bounce back from Michael Penix Jr. Only incompleted 6 passes, threw for over 300 yards. He had that one pick, but outside of that, I thought Drake London had a good game. Bijan Robinson, I mean, 100 through the air. He had 75 on the ground. He had over 175 all-purpose yards. He had a touchdown as well. Shout out Kyle Pitts. He's having himself a much better year. And outside of Debo, they were really able to do anything through the air. I didn't think Marcus Mariota played all that well. I didn't take too many sacks, which is good, but I just think they're really without Terry McLaurin, without Jaden McDaniels, they're really missing something offensively. So it was a tough one, but Atlanta gets there.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with Washington, Dale. I think with your number one wide receiver being out, Austin Eckler being out, Jaden Daniels being out, I think you played well enough offensively that you could ask for this squad. To be honest, 27 points on the road, I'll take that. I understand you didn't come out with a victory, but I didn't expect 27 points on the road from this Washington Commanders team. You had the defense that didn't hold up, but I think Marcus Mariota could have played better, but I'll take 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, deal 2 sacks. I'll take that from a backup quarterback. I think Chris Rodriguez Jr. ran the ball well. Merritt, they had over almost 150 yards collectively on the ground. I'll take that as well. And like you said, besides Debo Samuel, nobody else was going to come along to the party. So I agree with you. Without Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, it was a tough task for this Commanders team. But in my opinion, they played better offensively than I anticipated. Now for the Falcons. This might be the most wishy-washy offense in football right now. They just got shut out. Straight 0. Michael Penix, I think, was held under 140 passing yards last week. They come back at home, scored 34 points. Michael Penix, only 6 incompletions, over 300 yards, 2 tutties, Dill. Drake May looked amazing. Bijan Robinson looking all pro. Kyle Pitts, like you said, Dill, so far, through 4 weeks of the season, this is the best Kyle Pitts has looked since his rookie year. So I loved mostly what I saw from Atlanta today. My biggest question to you, and honestly everybody listening, why can't they keep this up? Why can't they be at least a little more consistent? Because we've been seeing it just right now. They're 2-2, up and down, up and down. There's no reason why you get blown out by 30 against the Carolina Panthers, who also lost by almost 40 today. And then you scored 34 points against a solid defense, in my opinion, in the Washington Commanders. Like what I saw from Atlanta, they just need to be consistent now. Can you be consistent? I'm not saying you need to give me 34 points a game, but could Michael Penix average 250, 2 tutties, and about 24 points a game? Could we start there?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what's going on with the offense. They are wishy-washy the way you described it. But I think, honestly, the story for Washington, the fumbles. That's what lost them the game. 4 fumbles, 2 from Jeremy Lane, 1 Zach Ertz. Debo fumbled 1 as well. I know he recovered it, but the fumbles, the turnover, you can't lose the turnovers and then expect to win. Shout out them. They did cover my teaser. But other than that, it was a tough one for Washington. I thought they were good enough to go on the road and win, but they're Atlanta's a dome team. That's really what it is. Shout out to Saints. They covered the 15.5 points. And honestly, until probably the fourth quarter, they were in the game. It was a one-score game for most of the game.
Hey, if Chris Olave don't throw that interception, the Bills are in trouble.
They want to win games. Now, they are 0-4, but I'll say this. They are competitive, unlike the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, we saw him week 1. We saw him, last week against the San Francisco 49ers. They were in every game they played so far. And I'm going to be honest, I guarantee they had a couple Buffalo fans nervous today. Shout out Kellen Moore. He got the squad playing tough. And not for nothing, though. I'm not the biggest Spencer Rattler fan, and I'm not going to flip.
It's his birthday. Now. Let's not be too hard. Today's his birthday.
He played pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I like Keith. I don't know. Kellen or Miller, the second string running back for the Saints. Him and Alvin Kamara ran the ball really well.
Keandre Miller.
Yeah. Chris Olave got his first touchdown of the season. So you saw some bright spots from this New Orleans Saints team. But to me, they just ran against arguably one of the best teams in football in Buffalo Bills. So give credit, Buffalo, 4-0. Taking care of business. Second straight week, they didn't cover the big number now. Not worried about it at all.
No, not worried.
It's just maybe Vegas got to adjust and stop getting these big numbers to the Bills. Because
hey, we'll keep taking them.
Yeah, Miami 12.5 last week, 15.5 this week. We keep covering.
Yeah, 100%. And you're right. I didn't think Spencer. I'm not going to say anything bad about Spencer Rattler. It's his birthday. I didn't think he played all that bad, if I'm being honest. I thought they ran.
Yeah, for the scenario, I understand the numbers are not eye-popping, people, but
it could have been worse.
Exactly. Look at the circumstances. 15.5-point dog.
On the road.
At Orchard Park at that, arguably against one of the best teams in football.
And let's be honest, we've seen bad Spencer Rattler games. This wasn't a bad game.
Yeah.
They were able to run the ball. They ran the ball better than Buffalo did.
Yeah,
I like James. Yeah, I think James Cook had a really good game. He's a beast. I mean, he's having himself a hell of a year, over 100 yards again. And outside of that, Khalil Shakur 43-yard touchdown. I thought the secondary for New Orleans played pretty well too. If I'm being honest, they had one gasher, one break in the secondary, and it went for a touchdown. Outside of that, they're in the game. So, yeah, got to give them credit. I know that's kind of loser talk, even though they still lost, but I thought they played pretty well, if I'm being honest. For an 0-4 team, this team is feisty, and they want to win games, unlike other teams. Hindsight is 2020 with me, because even though I got there with my lock, I really wanted to lock up Detroit. Man, that is just this. We talked about it. This was what I did. I know you were on the Browns, but this was a smash spot here for Detroit, man. 34-10. Early on, it was Joe Flacco moved the ball downfield, but this was a bad Joe Flacco game. I think the end is coming. I think Dylan Gabriel.
I think the end is now.
Yeah,
you're 0-4, or you're 1-3.
1-3. Hey, they did win last week.
Yeah, I forgot. Almost forgot about it. But I think we've seen Joe Flacco. Yes, if needed, he could come in. But you're 1-3. I'm not saying the season is over. It's not. But I think the better option has to be Dylan Gabriel, even Shedeur Sanders. We saw multiple times today, with the strip sacks, couple interceptions. Still, Joe Flacco, he is what he is. Are you going to build your franchise on him? No. So why not just give the kids a shot? Why not?
He's a statue in the back. I love Joe Flacco. He's a Jersey guy, but man, he just stays in the back. He really doesn't extend plays. And you draft Dylan and Shedeur for a reason, right? Yeah. They're going to extend plays, and maybe they're a little more competitive. I mean, this was a really tough watch. I mean, this was a tough watch watching Joe Flacco today against a really good defense. And Aiden Hutchinson continues to be a menace. He continues to be a menace. Jack Campbell out there, he was balling. Terrion Arnold, he had himself a hell of a day as well. St. Brown had 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs ran the ball. Well, I'll say this positive. Quinshon Judkins at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Kid is good.
Yeah. Only bright spot. You literally took the only good words I was going to say. I was going to keep it short and sweet. If I'm a Browns fan, my biggest takeaway from this is we might have a future running back.
Yeah.
From what we saw, I think he made his debut last week. The first 2 weeks of his career has been great. Over 100 all-purpose. He had 33 receiving, 82 on the ground, 21 touches with a tutty. I think he scored last week as well. Detroit Lions are rolling right now. Besides week 1, this offense has been flourishing ever since. Jared Goff, yes, it wasn't the biggest number days wise for him, but he didn't need it.
He didn't need it. Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs, another great day. Almonte Brown, 2 touchdowns, 7 catches, 70 yards. The defense, like you said, Aiden Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year ticket is live, by the way. Overall, all levels, the defense was attacking and flourishing. So shout out the Lions for looking this good this early. You was on the Lions. I said it. I was like, I'll probably take the 10.5, 9.5 with the Cleveland Browns, but I did not expect what was it? A 34-10 win. Did not expect that.
I'll say this, and maybe this might be a hot take. The Browns have a Super Bowl defense.
That's not a hot take. They do. When all right, put it like this: when the season's over, they're gonna be top 5 and probably in sacks, right? Top 10 in takeaways. Most likely top 10 in rush yards per game. Maybe top 5 rush yards per game. So if you end up being top 10 in majority of the categories of defense, still you can make the case that's a Super Bowl defense.
100%. Yeah, I think they have a top 5 defense that could win you multiple playoff games and go to the Super Bowl. I just think the offense is terrible. Really terrible. So yeah, we get there with the 9.5. But yeah, that was that game. Let's go to your Patriots. Hey, I was on the 5.5. It was ugly, but holy shit, what a game. And it was early. I mean, it was 7-6 after the first one. I was like, okay, Carolina keeping it close. And then when it rained, it poured. They wind up bringing Andy Dalton in the end, replacing Bryce Young. But what a day for Drake May. 14 for 17, over 200 yards, only 1 sack, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He was damn near perfect. 155 rated.
100%. They didn't run the ball, I thought, all that well. I thought Carolina actually ran the ball better, but Stephon Diggs, finally, good game. 6 catches, over 100 yards. This is the game that we needed from him. But yeah, great win. Nice bounce back win. This was a game they needed to win.
I'm gonna say it was you can make a case needed to win, Dill. The fact that we covered the 5.5 by a mile, to me, that's impressive. We might have the best punt returning, kick returning team in the NFL, Dill. Another touchdown from our special teams on a punt return. And then we followed that back with another huge return as well from Jones. So love what I'm seeing from our special team. And Dill, with Christian Gonzalez back, our defense finally looked good. It finally looked good. I'm not going to say it looked great, but it looked good. Holding Carolina to 13 points after they scored 30 last week. That was pretty good. Holding to Bryce Young, 18 completions on 30 attempts, 150. We only got there 1 time, 1 sack. We could have done better at that department. But overall, they ran the ball, I'm going to say, honestly, well, 130 on the ground collectively. Yeah. That's pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. Besides Tommy Treble, couldn't really find the end zone there. The rookie McCullum, he had himself a pretty good game. But I think this win, shout out Stephon Diggs as well, finally having a huge game as a Patriots. But I think this game single-handedly came down to our defense, special teams, and also us running the ball. So shout out Stevenson, not fumbling. I think Trevion Harrison did. I want him to do a little more. I want him to become that H1 back, hopefully sooner than later, but we'll see about that. Great win overall from the Patriots.
All right, and let's go to the MetLife. Shout out Jackson Dart getting the win. Whew, this is big balls. But when God gives you a win, he takes something from you as well. And unfortunately, Malik Neighbors, it's a tough blow. Honestly, the kid is fucking special. He is so good. It's tough to see him go down, but good win. Honestly, I mean, Jackson Dart, didn't think he played all that well. He held the ball on a little too long sometimes, I thought, but extending plays, being tough, getting these first downs, and I thought the defense played phenomenal.
Yeah.
The D line had pressure on. This was the worst game for Justin Herbert this year.
Mhm.
Regardless, he threw over 200 yards. I mean, the 2 interceptions were not good. He was pressured the whole game. I want to see the pressure numbers, but yeah, it was a terrible game from Justin Herbert. Omarion Hampton is a beast. I'll say that. He had himself a hell of a day. Outside of that, they really weren't able to do. Another great game from Quinton Johnson, 8 catches, 98 yards, and a touchdown. So he's on pace to have a really good season. And Cam Scatterboo is the real deal. I like Cam Scatterboo. I think he's really good. Good win, but tough loss with Malik Neighbors.
Great win from the New York Giants. 2 statements. New York Giants win over the Chargers, and also Jackson Dart outplayed Justin Herbert. Which one of those 2 statements shock you more, Dill? Giants winning the game?
Giants win because I didn't think he outplayed him that much.
But he did.
Barely.
He did. He did.
Would you say that if they lost the game?
No, absolutely not. But he did enough to win the game, Dill. And he outplayed him, Dill. Jackson Dart coming in, making his NFL debut. First drive. Walks in there, runs for a touchdown, Dill. I knew right then and there, this ain't the same Giants team. He brings a little special sauce. He brings a little extra vibe to him. The vibes was high, Dill. For a rookie debut, wasn't impressive, but I like what I saw from Jackson Dart. Dill, 13 for 20, 111, 1 touchdown. Yes, I agree with you. He held the ball a little too long at times, but he was able to make a lot of plays, especially early on with his legs, Dill. 10 rushes, 54 yards with his legs. That was impressive. Like you said, Cam Scatterboo had himself a day as well. It sucks Malik Neighbors going out because I'm gonna be honest, since last year, I think he leads the NFL in targets. I'm not sure of receptions as well, but we all know Malik Neighbors is a special. In my opinion, he's already a top 10 wide receiver, and he was making his way into becoming an All-Pro once, possibly this year. So it sucks that he went down. Give credit for the Giants to walk away with victory. Brian Daboll, he was really excited after the game. Happy for him. And for the Chargers, I'm not going to overreact. To me, I think a dual Carter in that front 7 had the best game of the season so far. Constantly getting pressure on the quarterback, forcing 2 interceptions. Dual Carter was a beast today. He constantly kept popping off the screen. I don't know if he was able to watch the game, but he had himself a day. Justin Herbert, 23 for 41, not going to cut it. Like I said, 2 picks. Omarion Hampton, they might have found themselves with this one, though. I did not expect this kid to be this good this early on, but back-to-back weeks now, over 100 yards and a touchdown. They're 128 on the road while being down majority of the game. He took his chances and he ran away with it. So, and then real quick, I just want to give his flowers just because I hammered this guy last year. And I'll be honest, through the first 4 weeks of the season, he's been balling. Quinton Johnson, I don't know what happened, but he just flipped the switch. I know you would agree with me. We all thought Ladd McConkey would be the number 1 wide receiver for this team. And then, everybody else, maybe Keenan Allen, tight end. Quinton Johnson has stepped up and has been the number 1 target on this team, and he's playing like it. Shout out Quinton Johnson, turning his career around, in my opinion. But the biggest story of the day is the fucking Giants beating the LA Chargers.
Yeah, huge win at home for the Giants. They do move to 1-3 now. Major letdown spot next week. Major letdown. And
who they play next week?
Saints.
Saints looking good.
I just said we just talked about they're a feisty team. They're gonna put up numbers as well.
I'm gonna assume, or are they at MetLife?
I think they're actually in New Orleans. Let me see if there's any lines. They're
Saints.
in New Orleans. Can you guess the line?
In New Orleans, take away 3. I'm gonna say the Giants are favored at 2.5.
That's exactly it. Giants 2.5.
Stop playing with me. Yo, Books, hire your boy.
Minus 144, plus 122 for the Saints. Totals 41. Low total, which I agree with. But
yeah, I agree with that total. I'll totally take the under.
Philadelphia Eagles, they moved to 4-0. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their luck has run out. 25. By the way, what's with everyone when it's the end? They just start taking safeties now. Just sit down. Why run into the end zone? That shit's weird to me.
I'm not gonna say I like it, but I understand.
I get it too, but I'm just saying,
why give them an opportunity with the ball?
Yeah.
Why give them a chance to make a miracle play? Play safe and take the safety deal. I'm not mad at it at all. Deal. But is it possibly becoming more common? Maybe.
Yeah. We've seen it a few weeks in a row now, and I was just like, when has this become a thing? It's definitely newer. But yeah, they get the win by 6. They covered a 3.5. Jalen Hurts, another really good game, 15 for 24, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Dallas Goedert. Not the best day for AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. They really didn't need it. They played really good defense. I thought they ran the ball well. And say what you want about Baker. Guy's a gamer. He's going to give his all 120% every play. He had 289 yards. Bucky Irving. I mean, he was the player of the game. I know they lost, but 102 in the air. He had 63 on the ground. And this kid, Emeka Ibuka, he's the offensive rookie of the year so far through the first month. I mean,
he should be minus money right now.
He is the real deal, if I'm being honest. And I'm looking at it right now. They only have that's weird. They only have MVP right now. And Lamar took a big step back after today. But yeah, Emeka Ibuka, he's the real deal. Tough loss for Tampa Bay at home, but the Eagles are a really good team, man.
Yeah, shout out the Eagles going 4-0. Once again, the offense wasn't that impressive to me. Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdowns on the ground, kind of, both in the red zone. So give credit. Dallas Goedert had himself a huge game. Running game wasn't really there. Jalen Hurts took away that one big run. They're less than 60 yards on the game. So, Jalen Hurts led him in rushing. Dallas Goedert led him in receiving yards. Still, is that a recipe for success? I don't know, but so far they're 4-0 and they keep winning these snippet tuck games. Shout out their defense for holding it down as well. Cooper DeJean had himself a nice game.
Yeah.
With the Buccaneers, I just feel like, early on the offense was a little sluggish and those turnovers cost them late. Second half, they had more yards, had more points. I think they just digged themselves a too big of a hole to overcome in the first half. What was it, 20-6 going into halftime? So great effort and second half try from the Buccaneers. At the end of the day, you have 3 straight wins with 3 game-winning drives to start the year. That's not a good sign either. So I think the Bucs will be just fine. Eagles are the real deal. But if I'm an Eagles fan, we saw it last week in the second half against the Rams. The offense, stride. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith all stepped up. But 3 out of the 4 weeks, AJ Brown has been quiet. Saquon hasn't really, done Saquon-ish things. Devontae Smith been quiet. And yes, Jalen Hurts are winning these games still, but Jalen Hurts, I think 3 out of the 4 games, he's under 200 yards. Eventually, this offense is going to have to step up. I think the offense is missing Kellen Moore a little bit. But like I said, it's just week 4. I think they'll be just fine. And they're also 4-0.
In the wise words of Cam Ward, there's some ass. Yo, credit him for saying that because it's the truth. I don't know how anyone could sit here and back Tennessee at this point.
I'll be real, though. I'm shocked that Houston scored 26 on them. How bad that offense been looking all year. So give credit to Houston for doing exactly what they were supposed to do. And I didn't think they were going to do it. I remember I put Houston in the teaser.
What's more surprising, Houston scoring 26 or Tennessee not scoring any?
Houston scoring 26.
Really?
Houston haven't scored more than 17 all year. What are you talking about?
But Tennessee's actually been able to score. And for them not to score, that's surprising to me.
Don't Houston have a top 10 defense?
Ish. They're good. I wouldn't say they're like wow. They're like really good.
To start the year, they were top 5 power ranked defense. Not no more, but their defense is solid. I didn't expect Cam Ward to hang 17 plus on them. I did not expect that. A little shocked that they weren't able to score points. I agree with you there, Dill. But let's not pretend that the Houston defense ain't a good defense now. They're pretty solid. So I'm more surprised that CJ was 22 for 28 for 233. I'm pretty sure that's his most passing yards thus far this season. Woody Mark still. You might have something, Houston. 69 yards, 1 tutty. He also had 4 receptions for 50 yards with a tutty as well. Nico Collins around 79 yards. So you like what you saw from your offense today. Now, can you build off that? Can CJ and this offense be consistent enough moving forward? Can CJ have that pep in his step? Because for the first 3 weeks of the season, this was a bottom 5 offense still. There's no doubt about it. Now, moving forward, can you keep on keeping on? That's my biggest question. And shout out Cam Ward. Being honest,
he kept it a buck.
He kept it G. That's all you can ask in your quarterback. If I'm an offensive lineman, I'm gonna keep. I can respect that. I'm gonna be honest. I can respect that. They know what they are right now. You could work with that. You could work with it. And I think Cam Ward, yes, hasn't been great. I think today you can make the case it was his worst game. 10 for 26, 2 sacks, interception, only 108 yards. So I think Cam Ward would be just fine. But definitely give credit to Houston Texans for finally looking like the team we thought they could be.
It didn't help that Joey Slide missed 2 field goals either.
No.
Joey Slide used to be good back in the day. I don't know what happened. No. We're not about to pump fake and tell me he's good. He's not good, bro.
That's crazy.
No one on this team is good. They didn't score a point.
Tony Pollard is all right.
Okay, I'll give you that. Tony Pollard is all right. Outside of that, I'm never betting on this team. Never. You'll never catch me on it. Hey, we finally get there with my lock. Shout out the Rams. Come back in the 4th quarter to beat them. Looks like Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts are human. They are human. They go on the road. They lose 27-20. I thought they played good outside of the 2 picks. I thought he played good. The run game was continuing to be there. Jonathan Taylor ran the ball well. Adrian Mitchell, what a boneheaded fucking move that
cost
was.
Him the game.
Yeah, it cost him the game, 100%. What an idiot. I mean, I'm kind of speechless, honestly. That was crazy. Tyler Warren continues to look like the real deal. I mean, the way they drafted him, the kid is real. Penn State needed him this week. Puka Nacua, 13 for 170, touchdown. Tutu Atwell, game-winning catch for 80. He had 1 catch, but it was the game winner, baby. 88 yards. And Matthew Stafford, vintage Matthew Stafford, 29 for 41, 375, 3 touchdowns, only 3 sacks. And Jared Verse, he's a top 10 defensive player in the league. He is that good, Jared Verse. I think he is so good. But yeah, big win for the Rams at home. They moved to 3-1. This is why Indianapolis was not in my top 10. They were not.
They played very well.
They're still not a top 10 team, though.
I understand, but they played very well. They played well enough to win this game.
Yeah, I'll say that.
They almost upset it, to me, a very good Rams team. If Adrian Mitchell, after a tremendous play, by the way, if he doesn't cough up that ball, we're having a totally different conversation right now. Daniel Jones, 24 for 33. That last interception, I'm not even gonna count it on him, Dill, because he was trying to force it on the 4th down to make a play to continue the game. So, everything I saw from Daniel Jones, I loved. I think he what we saw throughout the first 4 weeks of the season, I think Daniel Jones has shown us he's for real. I was still a little skeptical about him, Dill, but showing up against a top 10 defense, in my opinion, in the Rams and LA, and coming this close to victory, being up majority of the game, I got to give credit where credit due. Daniel Jones looked pretty damn great, in my opinion. Jonathan Taylor, like you said, ran the ball tremendously. Adrian Mitchell, take away that fumble, Dill. We will have a different conversation about him right now. Tyler Warren is the real deal. He ran the ball in. He caught a few passes there for 70 yards. He might be the real deal. I like what I'm seeing overall from this offense, from the Colts. I think they'll be just fine. With the Rams, Matthew Stafford had himself a day. 375, like you said, 3 tutties. Keanu Williams, the fumble, it happens. It happens. To me, overall, he still ran the ball pretty well, 77 on the ground. But Puka Nakua, wow, Dale, he's the real deal. Puka Nakua has shown time and time again why they released Cooper, why they traded Cooper Cup away. Dale, 713 for 170, one tutty. He even ran the ball as well. So shout out Puka Nakua. To me, he's just flat out special. He what makes this Rams team a possible contender. Great win from the Rams, but the Colts still, to me, they were impressive today.
Yeah, 100%. They were really impressive, and you know, if it wasn't for the boneheaded move from Madion Mitchell, we're talking about a whole different thing. Maybe
We
maybe
talk
even
about
overtime.
the Colts being 4-0.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
should have put the Jags as my dog.
I got there plus 3.5.
Yeah, we both got there with the 3.5, but still, I should have took him as my dog. I was a week early. I'll say this: even though they won, good win for the Jags. I think the defense is the story for how good this team has been, and Travis Etienne.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Dylan. If you didn't, I was
Yeah.
gonna say Travis Etienne has been the story offensively.
Offensively, but for the team, the defense.
Yeah, defense, no doubt about it.
I'll say that. Travis Etienne has really found like a new gear this season because I'll say this: Trevor Lawrence has still not stepped up. He still is like shaky. No sacks, no interceptions,
Which is good.
But he's the number 1 overall pick. Like I want to see it out of him. I want to see him light up the scoreboard, but it just doesn't seem like he's that guy.
I could honestly, I can't disagree with that statement. Just because we haven't seen Trevor Lawrence, put up those numbers consistently. Yeah, we saw a game or two there. We saw it coming back from 20 plus points against the Colts in the playoff game a couple years ago. So we saw Trevor Lawrence it was against the Chargers, step up at times. It's just he hasn't consistently. But Dill, the man right now tied for the top of the AFC South, 3-1, beat a very good undefeated 49ers team with the starting quarterback back. Yes, he wasn't amazing, Dill, but he didn't put the ball in harm's way. He didn't put his team in position and lose. And that's what I like to see from Trevor Lawrence. Still, he's been okay. He's been above average, and that's all you can ask for. Yes, he's not living up to number 1 pick expectations, and I agree with that, Dill. But has he been better than average? Yes.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne, I think he revitalized his career. Last year, he got benched for Tank Bigsby. People forget that. He got benched for Tank Bigsby. Him and Tank were sharing the ball. Now, he's the lead back-to-back games with over 100 yards and a tutty. Damn, he's been amazing this far. Not for none, Brian Thomas Jr. still been quiet, but 5 yards for 49. Nice to see him involved. Strain. Travis Hunter with a huge first down as well with that 28-yard catch. So, I agree with you. The defense has been the focal point in leading this team to 3-1 record, but I think we got to give some credit for Travis Etienne and also Trevor Lawrence for playing cleaner football.
Yeah. Outside of Christian McCaffrey, I didn't think Brock Purdy played well. First game back kind of struggled. I know he threw for over 300 yards, but 2 interceptions. Ricky Purcell, really, the connection wasn't there for him either. Outside of Christian McCaffrey, who do they have?
Right now, dealing with a lot of injuries. You saw Juan Jennings. He was questionable heading into the game. He got knocked out. Pure slow. We saw him on the sideline jogging, dealing with a hamstring injury. Brock Purdy just came back. George Kittle is still out. Brandon Ayuk is still out. So overall, and like we said, with Jacksonville's defense forcing multiple turnovers. Remember, Christian McCaffrey fumbled. I think pretty sure somebody else fumbled. Then we saw 2 interceptions for Brock Purdy. I think, like I said, I think the 49ers, I'm not going to overreact. I think they'll be just fine, but they are dealing with a lot of injuries. Yeah, 2 out of the 3 starting wide receivers are out.
Yeah.
You can make the case George Kittle's top 3 tight end. He might not even be 3. So you have multiple weapons out of this offense. And defensively, we saw Joey Bosa get carted off the field last week. So I'm not going to overreact. I think they'll be just fine. But this team has to get healthy first before we start really going in with the 49ers.
I can't believe Caleb Williams won that game against the Raiders. Honestly, Geno Smith is trash.
Geno Smith got to go. I said this in the group chat. I want somebody to believe in me the same way Pete Carroll believes in Geno
But
Smith.
my thing is, what's the alternative at this point? Like, they're not a good team. Finally, Ashon Gentry, he had a good game, over 138 yards. I mean, and we broke that down last pod. Bears have an awful run defense. We knew he was going to have a really good game. Raheem Morris had a good game as well. But too many interceptions. Shout out Max Crosby. He was going. That pick was insane. But I didn't really even think Caleb Williams played that well, if I'm being honest. He didn't. One sack. The sacks are getting better. Positive. See, I could say nice things about Caleb. Sacks aren't there. And I'll say this, Roma Dunze is legit. His connection with Caleb Williams is really, really good. So, see, I could say multiple nice things about Caleb Williams, but I don't know. I don't think they're that good, and neither are the Raiders. The Raiders are not a good team.
I can say multiple good things about the Bears, but I don't think they're that good. I love the take, Dale. I love the take. One thing I think you would agree with me, Dale. I think you should have said this. The Bears didn't win the game. The Raiders lost the game.
100%.
You know, and if you watch this game, you would agree with that statement. Geno Smith, 3 horrible. I'm going to say 1 was a great interception. The other 2 were just bad throws from Geno Smith. Geno Smith, still, this is, you saying what's the alternative? 14 for 21 for 117, 3 interceptions? It got to be something better than that. Come on now. At home against, let's just say a mid.
Are you putting Kenny Pickett in? Thank you.
No. Am I putting him in? Yes. Am I starting him? No.
Okay,
after
that's
3
fair.
interceptions, Gino, you gotta sit with me. You lead the NFL in turnovers. That's not a good sign.
And we talked about last year how his IQ has gotten better. That was in Seattle, not here.
I honestly, like I said, this is my last statement about this game. I just want somebody to believe in me the way Pete Carroll believes in Geno Smith.
Do you believe the Bears are a decent team? Notice I said decent.
Was they impressive last week in your eyes?
It's hard for me to say yes because I think the Cowboys are bad. I want them to. They beat 2 bad teams. No, it does matter. It does.
No, but
because like I said with the Colts, yeah, they were 3-0, but they didn't beat anyone. If they beat the Rams, I'll be like, okay, I will respect you now.
Yeah.
They're for real. Yes. But it's the same. It's the same thing with the Bears. They beat the Dallas Cowboys, who have one of the worst defenses, and they beat the Raiders, who are terrible. Beat someone good. You couldn't even beat the Vikings. You talk all this shit, not just you, but everyone online talks all this shit about J.J. McCarthy. You couldn't even beat him.
Couldn't. Got outplayed by him.
Come on now.
Second half. At the end of the day, I think the Bears.
We are who we thought they were.
Yeah, they're not. I think I took them. I don't know if I remember. It was 8.5.
It was 8.5.
I'm pretty sure I took the whole North under their win total. Do I expect them to be a 500 team moving forward? I don't think they're that good to be a 500 team moving forward.
That says it all then.
Can Caleb Williams improve his play? I think so. Can DJ Moore do a little more offensively? I think so. Can their defense improve? I think so. So I think we're yet to see the best version of this Bears team, to answer your question.
That's fair. And then last game, Chiefs, they take care of the Ravens 37-30.
Take care. Blow them out.
Yeah. I mean,
spank them.
Lamar, people said when you're watching the game, they said he was dealing with a hamstring injury. Low key, I think he got benched. Like, Lamar did not play good at all. At all. I didn't think they ran.
It was definitely one of his worst games in about 2 years.
Steve Spagnuolo owns him.
Yeah, he's 0 at Candlestick. Never won a game at Kansas City. I think he's 1-4. Or
He's 1-5 now
5 now.
versus
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes. Give credit to Kansas City. There's no doubt about it. Steve Spagnuolo's one of the best offensive coordinators on the football. We know Kansas City's a top 10 defense still. But something about this Chiefs defense, they have Lamar. They just have him. They're 14 for 21, 45. He ran the ball okay on the ground, 6 for 48, but 3 sacks, 1 interception. Zay Flowers had himself a pretty good game. Derrick Henry was going nowhere fast, even though Justice Hill broke that for 71 yards. There, you take that 170 yard play out the realm, they had less than 100 yards. That's 3 out of 4 weeks. Derrick Henry, I'm not gonna say he looked pedestrian, but he doesn't put Derrick Henry up numbers that we expect him to. I'm gonna say Lamar was dealing with a hamstring injury. Though I'm not gonna say he got benched, but he clearly had an offer day. There's no doubt about it. Give credit, Patrick Mahomes had himself a day. I'm not even gonna hold you. He had himself an old classic Patty Mahomes day. 25 for 37, 274 tutties. They couldn't get there. He lost. I took his over rushing, went under by a mile. Wasn't even close. I'm surprised he still had 5 rushing yards. He didn't even kneel the ball. Gardner Minshew came in to end the game. But to me, if I'm a Ravens fan, the only reason I'm a little worried is you got blown out. And it's not only you got blown out, but you got blown out and now you're dealing with more injuries than you did heading into the game. Because
7 guys on defense now?
Come on now, Dale. So now coming into the game, you're already down 3 starters. Now next week you might be down 6 or 7. That's not a good sign. And you're 1-3. Shout out the Steelers 3-1. As of right now, the Bengals are still 2-1. So it's not like they're all out of the division. It's early on. I think they'll be just fine. But if I'm a Ravens fan, Dale, I'm starting to worry about my defense a little bit. Not talent. The talent is there. Is health. Can we be healthy for the remainder of the season and get this core back and going? That's my biggest concern. And that's why the Ravens wasn't in my top 10.
And they will not be in my top 10 after they just can't. They can't withstand all of these injuries.
You can't
to
have
your
a
point.
1-3 team in.
No,
come on.
No, you can't. I did though. I did have 1-2, and
that was questionable.
And I did, and the Kansas City will remain in the top 10 now. I mean, good win at home, and you mentioned it. Patrick Mahomes, vintage Patrick Mahomes games. We talked about it. We didn't really want to bring it up, but I think it was a fair question. Are we starting to see a drop from Patty Mahomes?
I think the offense was just dealing with injury / suspension. Xavier Worthy comes back. Look, the first 30-point game from the Kansas City Chiefs offense. Wait till see Rashid Rice comes back, Dale. Then we're going to possibly see this offense really flourish, Dale. The only concern to me for this Kansas City offense throughout the year, yes, they were dealing with injuries on the outside, but they yet to establish a consistent running game. Yes, they had 118 on the ground, but, most of it came from Xavier Worthy. Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco both had 34 and 35. Who's going to be the consistent lead back? It's going to be Isaiah. It's going to be Kareem Hunt. And who's going to really take the helm? Because, come down the stretch of the season, especially come playoff time, what you got to do, Dill, work the clock, be able to run the ball, rely on your defense, take your shots when needed with Patrick Mahomes. So that's my only concern with the Chiefs is who when they're healthy on the outside, everybody's there. Who's going to be the consistent lead back?
Xavier Worthy.
Oh, is it going to be Hunt or is it going to be Isaiah Pacheco? And who's going to be consistent?
It seems like Isaiah Pacheco's having a down year.
It's 2 years now.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, he did break his leg last year to start the year. He worked back from the injury, never really recovered. So I'm not sure if he's still not 100%, or it's a small chance he might never be the same, but he's still one of the hardest runners in all of football. I just feel like right now the Chiefs are just struggling to run the ball consistently.
Yeah. But they're getting healthy. Defense is really good. They're going to keep him in a lot of games. They got Xavier Worthy back, and look at the game he had. Rashid Rice is coming back in 2 games. they're just going to keep getting better and better. So it was good to see there. As for our picks, your teaser's still live for tonight, but you got your dog right. Pittsburgh money line lock was the Chargers, and your prop. So 1-3, same thing with me. My lock hits with the Rams -3.5, but Washington did not get there.
Well,
and
1
then
and 2. Teaser's still live.
1-2, I meant my bad. And then so teaser didn't get there for me because of the Chargers lost, and then Jahmyr Gibbs, they blew him out and it fucked up. But for the games as we picked, you are 8-8, and me, I'm 8-9. Much better week than last week.
I'm trying to have
it was bad last week.
No, last week it was bad, though. So I'm glad that we was able to recover.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can finish strong and both of us have a winning week.
Yeah, 100%. We got Sunday night, and then we'll talk about Monday in just a minute. But over the weekend, kid, we had some great games. Ohio State took care of business. So, people were telling me, I was reading online, people said Washington had one of the best atmospheres in the country. My boy Julian Sayin, freshman, 22 for 28, over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith, best offensive player in the country, 8 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Blew him out. People said that was the best environment. Come on. Did you even watch Penn State, Oregon? That was a crazy game.
I'm gonna be honest. I was watching Alabama and Georgia, though.
No, I know, but just it was a whiteout.
No.
Insane.
I watched probably 5 minutes of it. Give credit to Oregon, though.
Oregon in double OT to win the game.
Yeah. So I was a little surprised by that, but I can't be. When is the last time Penn State has beat a top 10 team, Dill?
James Franklin ain't it.
He's not it.
James Franklin, Drew Allard. Drew Allard had one good quarter, and it was the fourth quarter. I mean, this team is not good. No, they're good. I'll retract that. They're good. They have a good roster. They have no quarterback, and they have no coach. I'll say that. Shout out Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, the first half was the game because they went scoreless in the second half, but the defense was there, kid. And you picked against your team.
Yeah. I guess that gave him the little extra motivation.
Yeah.
Shout out Ty Simpson. I think he outplayed Stockton by a mile. I think the quarterback play was a difference maker, especially the defense in the second half. What we saw, remember what we saw week 1 from Alabama? It felt like they lost the battle in the trenches. What we saw yesterday, they was winning the battle in the trenches. So give credit for Alabama walking in, snapping the 33 game winning streak at Georgia. I think Gunnar Stockton, I think in my opinion, they got to do something at the quarterback position. Yes, they've never been very strong at the quarterback position, but to me, if you had somebody else in there, you win that game. Second half, you constantly was able to get to your side. You just wasn't able to finish. Still, give credit to Alabama defense, but I think Gunnar Stockton was the main reason Georgia wasn't able to win this game.
And I think Ty Sampson, he played better. Ty Sampson for Alabama finally had a good game. 276, 2 touchdowns, took care of the ball. I thought they ran the ball pretty well, Georgia, honestly. Chauncey Bowens, I think his name is, the running back. He was good. He was really good. It was a really good game. I had 2 screens on while Carbon Pumpkins. Bro, Alabama, Georgia, Penn State, Oregon. It was fantastic last night. Ole Miss, they took care of business against LSU. Brian Kelly. I gotta stop backing Brian Kelly. That's on me. That's on me. That was a bad one. A&M, good win at home against Auburn, 16-10. Always going to Iowa is a tough game to play, but Indiana takes care of business. They moved to 5-0, 20-15. Tough game. Tennessee and Mississippi State. In overtime, Tennessee winds up getting the win, but Mississippi State is a good football team. Mm-hmm. They are a very good football team. The running back, Fluff Ballwith, 23 carries, 134 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He is an absolute baller. That was a great game. Georgia Tech came back and beat Wake Forest 30-29. That was a good game. Illinois, they beat USC. That was one I got wrong. Don't ever back Arkansas.
Yeah, it's over. I had them on the teaser. Everything hit but that. But that.
They got blown out. And I think Notre Dame has to make a stand. They have to win out to make the playoffs. They really do. Coach Prime, tough fucking loss at home against BYU. That was a tough one. The Mormons got them. BYU, they're 4-0.
Yeah, Dale, and shout out BYU. Colorado was up early.
They were.
Great second half performance by BYU on the road.
Yeah, but overall, it was a really good week. A bunch of my teasers hit for college, except the one with USC. But other than that, we had a really good week in college football, and UFC was good as well for Perth. Carlos Ulberg knocked him out in the first round. But all right, kid. Anything else? Did I mention? Did I miss anything over the weekend, or you got it?
That's everything. Yeah.
All right, kid. Yeah. Before we get to Monday night doubleheader, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks. So just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Dolphins Jets at the toilet bowl. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. We will start with the first game, and that, unfortunately, is the Jets and the Dolphins, 7:15 here on the East Coast. Dolphins home favorite, -2.5, -156 on the money line, +2.5 for the Jets, +132 on the money line, total 44.5. I will let you lead this one off, kid. What do you like?
We're seeing that Justin Fields is going to be starting the game. If Tyrod Taylor was going to be the starter, I probably would have liked the Jets a little more here, though. We saw the Jets offense able to move the ball, especially down the stretch last week in Tampa. Now going into Miami, I in my opinion, I would have just stuck with Tyrod for just one more week, in my opinion. Now bringing in Justin Fields, got to see how the offense is going to look, though. We saw them look tremendous week 1. Week 2, I'm going to say he dealt with a concussion after the first possession. Not going to judge him on that too much. But I do think the offense is going to be a little sluggish with Justin Fields to start the game. Miami's been struggling all season long. I think they're due. I think the Jets are due as well. But I think with bringing Justin Fields back, it's going to slow things down just a tad. Give me Miami Dolphins, -143 on the money line. Would I lay the 2.5? Yeah. But I do think that things could be close. We saw the Jets last week fight back. I'm sorry, Dill. Give me the Dolphins -140.
Oh, it's all right, man. I mean, it's all right. You can pick the wrong side. Honestly, that's on you.
Think about it, Dill. If I'm right, the Jets will hold the first overall pick.
Yeah, I know. Back-to-back road spots here for the Jets. Justin Fields will play. I think you have to take the Jets here. I'm on the Jets +2.5. They did play better last week, though, even though Tyrod Taylor threw that pick 6. But, Justin Fields, the last time he played the Dolphins, he ran for over 150 yards and he threw 3 touchdowns.
Shit.
I think the Dolphins O-line still banged up. The Jets still want to win games, just like the Saints. They're not good, but they're feisty and they play hard. And you could tell Aaron Glenn has a message and he's kind of getting through to this team. Actually, opposite of you, I actually glad Justin Fields playing because of the success versus Miami as opposed to Tyrod Taylor. Even though I do like Tyrod and I think he's a solid backup, I want Justin Fields in that RPO out there against Miami. So it's hard to see if the Dolphins could even get up for this game. It's an ugly game, but I am going to take the Jets here +2.5. I like the Jets here. I think they have enough to win, honestly. So, but if they lose, great, because then we get the first pick. Because then we get the first pick. Let's go to the second game. An hour later start time, which is good because the last time it was a doubleheader, started at 10 o'clock. I was like, bro, I watched the first quarter, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch the whole game. After the first quarter, I was asleep. 8:15 here on the East Coast. The Denver Broncos hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Broncos laying 7.5 here at home, minus 460 on the money line, plus 360 for the Bengals. Over under is set at 43.5. What do you think about this one, kid?
This one's a little tough because there's no doubt about the Broncos are the better team. But to lay 7.5 at home, I think it's a little tough just because yes, Jake Browning is going to turn the ball over. I'm telling you right now, he's mostly going to throw an interception. But this Bengals offense, he moves the ball. They're able to create some drives with him. You still have a great dynamic duo in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I do like Denver here, but do I want to lay 7.5 points? I'm not. I don't know about that. I think it's a great teaser spot. If you want to have some action on both games, either tease the Jets up if you think it's gonna be close, tease Denver to plus 4.5 up, and you tease Denver down. I do think Denver is the right side here. It's just, am I gonna lay 7.5? I'm not sure about that though.
Yeah, Bengals on a back-to-back road spot as well. I know it's a big number to your point, and Broncos really haven't played well this year, but I do trust that defense, and I don't trust the Bengals offense. Chase Brown has done nothing this year. We saw the video last week. Jamar Chase had no interest in blocking. Zach Taylor, he has to get these guys motivated from quitting on the season, I think, but I probably would rather lay the number. I probably would lay the 7.5 with the Broncos.
On that statement, Dill, I don't know how they could be ready to quit on the season. Where if you win this game, you're tied for first place in the AFC North. Why not put yourself?
No, Steelers are first place.
If they win, once again, if the Bengals win this game, they'll be tied for the AFC North. So I don't know why they're having trouble and not having their full heart in it. The season's not over. Like I said, you win this game, you're 3-1. You're tied for the AFC North. Joe Burrow will be back sometime in December. I just don't see why they don't have the enthusiasm that these other teams have. Like I said, they're still alive. Yes, I don't love the chances still with Jake Browning, but let's just say Joe Burrow's back with 4 weeks to end the season, right? And the Bengals are just a game or two under 500. I still give them a shot to end up with this the wild card with Joe Burrow with 4 games left.
Joe Burrow ain't coming back. He's done.
They said 3 months still. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say he's back sometime in December. Like I said, I don't love the number, but I don't see why this team has any question about them being quitters or quitting this early on.
Their play on the field.
No,
they're blocking. They don't block. They have no interest in being out there. That's why I made the statement, because if they had an interest and they don't want to quit on the season, they would be playing physical football. Because to your point, they're 1 win away from being tied for first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you be physical? But they don't. Poor attitude. That's why I'm going to take the Broncos here. I agree. I think it's a good teaser spot as well. I probably would put him in a teaser with the Jets. But, yeah, I'm going to take Denver here. I'll lay the big number. Let's go to prop segment of the week. And it is brought to you by Props.Cash, kid, the best way to do your props research. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for over 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player prop markets on the web or in Props.Cash app. You'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sports. Clean, reliable stats that make it easier to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month, and right now you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That's DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now. Sign up with the monthly code subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your prop research today at Props.Cash. What is your favorite prop for Monday Night Football, kid?
My favorite prop, Dale, I know you're going to disagree with it a lot. Went in the lab a little bit. Mind you, people, my props this year has been terrible. So fade me if you want. I just want to start by saying that. But this Denver defense has been, I'm not going to say struggling against the run, but they've been able to get run on. We saw Tony Pollard has 60+ week 1. Jonathan Taylor had 165 rushing Week 2. Last week, Hampton has 70 on the ground, 100 overall from the Chargers still. Give me Chase Brown over 53.5. He's been having a sorry season this far. I think he finally has a good game. He's due for a good game. Like I said, all these for 3 straight weeks, these running backs was able to get over this 53.5 mark. I'm gonna follow that trend. Give me Chase Brown over 53.5.
Yeah, I do not like that one, but we'll see. I hope you hit it. Chase Brown has just been so disappointing this season for
No,
fantasy
he
owners.
has. He has. I have
So
him in one of my leagues. Trust me. But
I'm gonna go
funny
on the
story,
other.
real quick. Funny
Yeah.
story. The league I have him in might be 4-0.
That's fire.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna go with the same game, but I'm gonna take Bo Nix over 1.5 passing touchdowns at even money. Props.Cash projection is 2 touchdowns as well. So I know Bo Nix hasn't looked good, but it's hard to imagine him struggling forever. Last year, he finished the season with at least 2 touchdowns in 7 of his final 8 regular seasons games. One of them being a 3-touchdown performance versus Cincinnati defense. So realistically, Denver has to get better around him too. So Nix, he was great. At home, he was really good. He threw for over 2,000 yards, 19 touchdowns. His passer rating was over 100 at home. So while returning home after a back-to-back road spot, I think this is a good spot for him to get back. I like the over as well, over 43.5 points. I think we'll see some points here in this game. But I like Bo Nix. I think we see 2-3 touchdown passes from him. So, yeah, give me over 1.5 passing touchdowns from Bo Nix as my prop for Monday night. Kid, like I said, MLB postseason, it is all set. Number 1 seed for the AL is Toronto Blue Jays. The Milwaukee Brewers, they are the number 1 seed. 2 seed for the NL is the Phillies. Mariners, they're the 2 seed. The Red Sox, Yankees will be playing in the wild card round 4 versus number 5. And then the Guardians will be playing the Tigers in the other wild card round. For the NL, the wild card round is for the Dodgers and the Reds, and then the Cubs and the Pirates. So right now, the favorite to win it all, Padres. What did I say?
You said
Pirates. Oh, sorry, Padres. The winner to win the World Series, the best odds is I almost said Pirates again, is the Phillies plus 450, Mariners plus 550, Dodgers 600, Blue Jays 650, Yankees 700. Milwaukee Brewers 700. Last is Cincinnati Reds at 35-1. Your Boston Red Sox 18-1. You taking a flyer?
I gotta take a flyer, though. Every time the Boston Red Sox make it to October, you would even agree, in your lifetime, it's been a scary sight. It's been a scary sight, though, especially recently. Anytime we can make it into the postseason, watch out. Let's start round 1, though, with the Yankees. Who won the matchup throughout the year? I understand the last series, I think we lost 3 out of 4. But before that, I think we won, 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, something like that. So I like the matchup. Don't get me wrong. Am I as confident as I was during the regular season? Absolutely not. But if we could just get into the 8th and 9th inning, deal up a run, there's no doubt in my mind we're gonna win that game. Chapman 0 runs allowed since the start of summer. So I like our chances against the Yankees, and I'm gonna be honest, for the rest of the AL. Shout out the Blue Jays. They're solid, but watch out.
Yeah, they kind of went a little cold to end the season as well. But to your point, Red Sox were 9-4 straight up versus the Yankees this season. So you guys did have their number. Yeah, 18-1 I think is a good price. I would want a better price with the Mariners, but I'm probably going to take a flyer on them as well. They're one of the hottest teams in the league right now. So probably take a flyer on them. Games start on Tuesday. Obviously, all the wild card games. First game is the Tigers Guardians at 1:00. We don't have a lot of pitchers listed, so it's hard to give picks out for that. But next episode, we'll have some picks out. We'll recap some of the games. But Garrett Crochet is getting game 1 against the Yankees in the Bronx.
Like it.
You like that? You love it, right?
Love it. Take
Love
the
it.
Red Sox.
I love it, kid. Well, by the way, if you did not hear the Mets not being in there, I didn't miss them. They're not in. I mean, let me say something, please, real quick, and then you can say.
No, you could do your thing and end the show.
Yeah. So that last thing, and then we'll end the show because then we gotta watch Sunday Night Football.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
For having the best record for the first 3 months of the season, or 2.5 months to start the season, and then to go on one of the worst collapses in baseball history.
What?
With this amount of talent?
What?
I lost some words. It's so sad. This organization is terrible. Pete Alonso is going to opt out. He's going to go to the Yankees. Soto, Lindor. And you know what was the bright side of this team? It was the pitching. But then the pitchers struggled and they couldn't even get to the 5th inning. And what does that happen? That means your bullpen is now taxed. Then our bullpen wound up being terrible. It was just there should be no reason why there's so much talent on this team and they weren't able to make the postseason in an extended version of the playoffs. At that, terrible. Carlos Mendoza needs to be fired. But no, knowing the Mets, he'll probably get an extension. So someone needs to be accountable. But it's terrible, kid. I'm lost for words. And honestly, like I said last time, I'm glad they didn't make the playoffs. They don't deserve to make the playoffs. But any last words, kid? That's all I had to say about the Mets.
Great win by the Patriots, and let's go Red Sox.
Well, enjoy the games. Enjoy Sunday Night Football. Enjoy Monday Night Football. And we will be back Wednesday. Thank you guys for everything. And we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.